you ain't 100 with the church.
Exactly.
You ain't 100 with being a Christian. So why would I want to be? I'm negative 100. So why would I even come to 1?
What's going on? It's your boy DJ T Walk, and right now you're locked in the field with my family from afar, my boys, the Track Stars. Stay right here. Holla.
Yeah, back in the field with the Track Stars, Ryan Righteous, Sean Tanner, DJ Jeremiah. We got a full, let me tell you, full house in the building today, man. We got Artificial Intelligence back there. Say what's up, y'all. All right, man. We got Double in the building right in front of us. Just came off fresh off the event last night. We got Brinson and Uncle Reese on the way. Got Mowgli, Iceberg, and we got No Big Deal in the building as well. Daniel Young over in the corner right there. What's up, man? All right, and we got the Hebrew boys behind me. How's everybody doing? So it's really good that y'all are here. Let me tell you why. Because this first topic is going to be something I think all of you guys will have an opinion on. It's something I thought of last week. While who were we talking to last week? It's something that popped into my mind last week. Well, I can't remember. Maybe it was during the interview with the Queens tour.
Queens Unite tour.
All right. It seems to me, rappers, all y'all are rappers to some degree. It seems to me that there's two styles of Christian rap, all right? There's people who minister in their music, and then there's people who I would call who vent in their music, venting their issues, venting their frustrations, venting their opinions about things, or people who every bar is preaching to some degree. Is there a right and wrong? Should it be a mix? Is one bad? You know what I mean? Can y'all give y'all opinion on should you be preaching or venting in your lyrics?
I guess I'll take it. Like, well, just growing up in the culture, you know, you always had, you know, like my era, I had Rakim, KRS, you know, Chuck D. So everybody talked about something different. You know, I think now with the climate, everybody want to make the same music, talk about the same thing. And if your stuff isn't theologically sound, you know, they look at you like and say, oh, because I've heard you're not preaching enough. I just think it's your lane. It's whatever lane you in. You know, my stuff recently has been more about social issues, and that's something that I've never touched on. That's the season God has me in. So I just think it's all about the lane. I don't think there's a right or wrong. I just think, you know, you guys either you whack or you not, but I think it's a lane.
All right, real quick, that was Double from City Takers. I forgot to welcome all y'all to the program that are listening. First of all, this episode is brought to you by audibletrial.com. Go to audibletrial.com/trackstars with a Z to get a free book on us. I'm listening to, what am I listening to? The Tipping Point.
Yeah.
It's boring the mess out of me, but it's good. So I suggest you listen to that. I'm waiting on my next book because Tipping Point is good. It has some good things in it. But, you know, I've read some more interesting ones in the past. But go get a free book on the Track Stars and get that now. audibletrial.com/trackstars with a Z.
Yeah, I'm still reading the six figures in 6 months. Mm-hmm. And that's really good. It's giving you a perspective of how you grow your business in 6 months and try to get it profitable.
If you're an artist out there and everybody in the room, make sure you're studying up on the business side of this. It's a lot to the business side. You could be a dope artist, but you got to learn how to build your brand, make sure people know who you are. But also, what's interesting in our lane is maintain your focus as a minister as well, which I don't know many books that talk about that. That's probably why we need shows like this to help you balance, you know what I mean? So,
yeah, and as always, please make sure you go and visit the website, www.trackstars.com. Follow us on Instagram at Trackstars. Follow us on Trackstars. The podcast, download it for iPhone, Android. Please make sure that you are going on YouTube, subscribing, and making comments so that you can be a part of the Trackstars universe.
All right, back to you guys. So, Double just gave us take. Who else thinks ministering or venting?
No, go ahead. Man, what I would say is like I would almost like put it somewhere in neither one of those sides, but just being like a real person in your music, you know? Like, I feel like no person is either just always venting or always ministering, you know? So I think that when it comes to, you know, being a rapper that's a Christian, it's like, I'm a dude, I'm a rapper, I'm a Christian, so that's going to come off in my music because I'm being real with myself, you know? So there'll be times where I'm going to be investing in other people, and I'm going to do that in my listening audience as well. And I think that that's something that John Gibbs does really, really well. You know, I don't know if y'all heard his new album yet, but like he's not like preaching. It feels more like he's talking to his homies. You know what I'm saying? And he invests in them before he preaches to them. You know, so I think that it gets to a point where if you're always preaching in your music and you're not really doing anything to relate or invest in your listener, to me, I get a vibe almost like a Westboro Baptist dude with a megaphone on the street. It's like pounding the gospel into somebody, where it's like, well, why would they care? You know what I'm saying? If you haven't invested in them as a person.
Right.
What y'all think? Yeah, it's you.
I think everybody in the room can agree with that the realest dude that ever lived was Jesus Christ. So as an artist, but as a minister, I think his footsteps is what we should follow. And being that his first ministry, he went out where the trap was, out where they was clubbing, out where they was drinking. You know what I'm saying? He took life and made it simple for people and helped them understand how to get through life. He even spoke in parables. So, you know what I'm saying? It's not a must that you beat people over the head with the word. As long as they get it, as long as you get your message across, but it's about helping people cope through life. You know what I'm saying? So where I come from, you can't rap about anything that you don't live. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, live, like Charlie Manning said, live your raps. He lives his raps. You know what I'm saying? I think that's what us as ministers need to start doing, and it'll start bringing people full around. You know what I'm saying?
And I would just say that in the end, that your motive matters. So you're talking about the difference between ministering and venting. I would say, like, if your motive is to glorify Jesus Christ, if your motive is to edify your brothers and sisters, or if you're talking about social issues, if it's to bring injustice to light, because Jesus Christ does want justice. You know, if that's your motive in your heart, then you're glorifying God. But if you're just venting to be like, oh, I'm a dope rapper, or this is bothering me, y'all aren't doing stuff right, you know, it's just what is your purpose in what you are doing. But I think that you can glorify God through like direct ministry, taking a more theological approach. But I definitely think it glorifies God to bring to light social issues that people are not thinking about or not talking about. And to relate with people on a personal level, and help them cope through life, like my man was saying. So, in the end, it's your motive. Why are you venting? Mm-hmm. You know, what is the purpose of that?
And the reason I'm bringing this up is because it's actually something Jay Givens asked me about. I said something in a topic where I basically said Christian hip hop feels like it's a teenager right now. We're finally getting to we're growing up and we're good now, and we're kind of rebelling against the system a little bit, and we're still trying to figure out exactly how we're supposed to be, because it seems like Christian hip hop is changing. Like older Christian hip hop seemed to be strictly ministering, strictly preaching, but a lot of people felt like it was a little bit corny, a little bit it wasn't hitting the culture like you guys are saying. But now it seems like it's moving to strictly venting, and the old school people are complaining, saying, well, I don't know if they're complaining, I'm assuming they're complaining, and they're saying that, hey, what happened to Jesus? You know, what happened to the point of all this? It feels like we're trying to blend in a little too much. What y'all think?
I mean, I kind of like I go with what my homie was saying over here. Like, I think really just doing the ministry is the most important part first, because you're not called to be a rapper. Nobody's called to be a rapper, just like nobody's called to be a producer or a DJ. Because when you ain't got no more bars, you still called. And he gave us the commission first, right? So that's what we're supposed to be doing, really, is doing the work of Jesus, right? Doing the work and walking in those footsteps of Jesus. And, you know, I think that will come through the music. You know what I'm saying? You know, and I mean, that's just my take.
And that y'all make you make a good point, because I think that's something y'all do really well. City takers, like y'all put the ministry part first.
Right.
And I think a lot of people don't do that. I mean, even us, like we were just talking about it in our meeting earlier. We used to do a lot of community service projects. We started up 2 nonprofits since we started doing this. Right. And because of situations, we don't have them anymore, but we fell off of doing that stuff. And I think, is everybody invested in their communities? Are you just rapping, or are you actually helping people?
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah. With me, my bad, bro. You good. With me, it's like this. To sum it all up, it's all about your lifestyle. It's all about if you're legit in your lyrics or in your walk, whatever, you know what I'm saying? So to me, where I come from, like hip hop to me represented being 100. Like storytellers like Nas, Rakim, and all them boys represented what they really live. You know what I'm saying? If your life is about helping people, then we gonna rap about, yo, we help people, we do this, that, and the third. To me, music is universal. To me, music represents a part of you. Everybody can relate to music, whether it's singing, rapping, bluegrass, whatever. It's music to help people. Like ministering is always gonna be first, especially if your lifestyle is legit. Your heart gonna mean like, I want to help people out and give people Jesus Christ. Your lifestyle has to represent exactly what you're living. So to me, where we come from, they don't want to hear the gospel all the time. Well, not the gospel, ministering all the time. They don't want to hear you preach to them all the time. Give us something that makes us understand that you relate to what we're going through. You know what I'm saying? Everybody, like where we come from, everybody don't do the church thing. They be like, nah, bro, church, this, that, and the third. So when you put Christian and rap together, like you said, they think it's kind of whack, and they don't want to listen to it because they think you're not understanding where they come from. So to us, we got to be able to make our lifestyle be legit. Right. And so that's what it's all about, being legit in your lifestyle.
I think like, and I don't know, I always come from that, I guess, the aspect because we probably grown up in the same kind of areas, but like people know you know what I'm saying? Like I come from a place that they read you right away. Yeah. So if you going, oh, I'm just and I'm not knocking nobody, but if you're just like, if you're off top going, I'm not a Christian rapper. Right. I'm just a rapper who's a Christian. They're going, they already got their ideas about the church. Exactly. So all we end up doing is really just kind of pushing them further away from going. If you ain't 100 with the church. Exactly. You ain't 100 with being a Christian. So why would I want to be? I'm negative 100. So why would I even come to 1? So I just think, man, it's just being real, being you. Yep. I could read you when I meet you, and it ain't real lot of people. It ain't really a whole lot of real people because people ain't being real with themselves, and they ain't probably spending the time with God to figure out who that is. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. I had to go and give the artist the back seat for a while to realize where God wanted me. And so when cats meet me, they go, "Dag, Double, you a genuine dude." It's because I don't know no other way. Mm-hmm. And so I think, man, we gotta really get back to that, man.
Yo, picture this, you know what I'm saying? Like in the word, he said that he would make us fishermen of men. You know what I'm saying? So I only look at all of these further extremities of the gospel. I only look at it as contraband. I don't it's ministry, but it's contraband. We out here fishing. And in order to catch a certain fish or big fish, you have to entice them with what they want. You know what I'm saying? And I know it's like a thin line. I mean, I know what I'm saying is very controversial because some people probably raising their eyebrows like, what? I mean, we don't conform. Well, in order to win souls, Paul said he became all things. Exactly. To win some. He wasn't even trying to win all of them. He was just trying to win some of them. So sometimes we got to get out of our life. Who remembers the song, the old school song, "Somebody Prayed for Me," had me on their mind, took their time to pray for me? That's old school. Sometimes we have to end up being a somebody's somebody. You know what I'm saying? We got to get out of our lifestyle, you know what I'm saying, and mess up their lifestyle, you know what I'm saying, in order for them to see Jesus, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? It's just like Paul when he was on his way to Damascus. You know what I'm saying? He got knocked off his horse by the bright light. Never went back to the temple. He was out there in them streets, saving folks.
I'm just Flex from the Hebrew Boys. And, for me, I think it's a balance. You know what I'm saying? What's the point of doing this if you're not ministering? Right. You know what I'm saying? It defeats the purpose. So I think it takes a well-rounded, well-balanced individual to do what we're doing and be faithful in it and connect with people. And I don't want to necessarily say much of it takes a balance of venting, but it takes a balance of incorporating life And that's what stops it from being corny. You know what I'm saying? When you take scripture and you break it down, but you break it down to a level where the youngest person can grasp it and take it in, and the oldest person. You know what I'm saying? So you make it relatable. And you just incorporate the truth, like he was saying. You know what I'm saying? If you're not living it, then you're whack, point blank, period, and you're not going to touch anybody, because what comes from the heart reaches the heart. You know what I'm saying? So if it's not coming from experience, and if it's not coming from life, then you pretty much defeating yourself before you can get out there. And also, I think we in Christian hip hop, in everywhere, all over, you know what I'm saying, we get the sense that we're saving people. You know what I'm saying? So within that sense, you temper your art, you dilute things, because you get the impression that you're saving people, but you're not. The Spirit of the Lord does the drawing. You know what I'm saying? I'm sure we've all witnessed to people and so on and so forth, and they turn a deaf ear to you or so on, or whatever the case may be, because it's not you. You know what I'm saying? You're not saving somebody's soul. You're relaying a message. You know what I'm saying? You're the messenger. But at the end of the day, if the Lord hasn't called them to be saved, it's not it. You know what I'm saying? It's not their time. You know what I'm saying? You can see them 3-4 years down the line, and maybe then. You know what I'm saying? So I think if you keep that in mind of, you know what I'm saying, I don't do the drawing. You know what I'm saying? I can't save anybody. That allows your music to be more genuine. You know what I'm saying? You won't count how many times you said Jesus in a record, or you won't dilute your messaging, you know, and say, oh, well, you won't be afraid to say heaven and hell is real, pretty much. You won't be,
Shout out to Brinson.
Shout out to Brinson.
God chases.
But at the end of the day, if you come to the conclusion that you don't do the drawing, it allows you to be a lot more real and a lot more transparent.
Yeah.
Real quick. I think the thing is too, man, like, don't be afraid when they find out who you are. Don't be afraid of that at the end of the day. Like, I think another thing too is that I think we're afraid once they find out your music could be the dope, whatever. Don't be afraid when they find out about it. Like, oh, he a Christian. You're explicitly saying how you feel about God, your walk, where you from, your background, everything. So I just think that's just a message I want to say to anybody who's listening or whatever. It's just like, even though you may say you are a Christian rapper, Christian, whatever, when they find out about the message and what you're saying, don't be afraid of that. Don't be disappointed that, like, you feel let down. You know what I mean?
All right, we're going to continue this on Periscope conversation, so make sure you hit us up on Periscope. Watch this. We're going to keep it going. Shout out to DJ Will showing
Jacksonville
up in the building. Yo,
like,
what's good, man? I'm just here, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, we got full house. It's incredible. All right, man, let's get back into it. You in the field with the track stars, Ryan Righteous, Sean Tanner, DJ Jeremiah. Let's go!
This is a Track Stars
exclusive. Yeah.